Let's talk about perfect Terra Pokemon. This doesn't technically have a name yet, I don't think. Terra Pokemon, like Trudowoodo, who appears in the Grass-type Gym Leader's Pokemon battle, a Sudowoodo that is Grass-type. This is significant because when Sudowoodo was revealed, people weren't sure, is it a Rock-type, is it a Grass-type? But actually the whole gimmick of Sudowoodo is it's a fake tree. It's actually made of rock and is terrified of water. There's even a whole anime episode about the fact that it is it a Grass-type, is it a Rock-type? It's a whole debate. But now we see Sudowoodo in its truest form, and you'll notice its terastal crown is not where other Pokemon's terastal crowns are. Where most Terra crowns are on the head of the Pokemon, this one goes all the way down and covers the eyes. Its eyes have become the eyes of the, well, I assume legendary Pokemon that lives within the Terra Crystal. Right, okay, yeah, so kind of like in the same way that you have Dynamax Pokemon and Gigantamax, it's all the same gimmick, but Gigantamax is like a new form. This is the closest that we get with terastal Pokemon. With this in mind, Sudowoodo can't be the only one, the only Trudowoodo. So I have 10 other Pokemon that I think are perfect for having a new Terra type, and that Terra type is like truer to them. Before I begin this video, by the way, if you want to support the channel, please do consider pre-ordering the new Tree of Evolution with every new magical species of creature on there. I cannot wait for this to reach people. It's so nearly done. Obviously, we're waiting for more Pokemon to get revealed. This is Paldea week, of course, so once we're at the end of the week, we should have a pretty good idea of what everything looks like, and then we'll be able to get the posters out to you. If you want to guarantee, like I say guarantee, I can't say guarantee. I've been told I'm not allowed to say guarantee. If you want to likely get this as a gift for yourself or for a friend for the holidays and get it before the year's up, then get your pre-orders in now. Thank you so much for the support. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below. Oh, and some of the people who get pre-orders, I'm going to be sneaking a little something extra in there just for a couple of the pre-orders. Also, if you leave a comment in the comment section down below, then you are in with a chance of winning a copy of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Do not click links that have come from clearly robots that are using my profile picture. Do not click links in the
comment section.
It's definitely malware and spam. I'm trying to get rid of them, but YouTube isn't helping me out with that process. They come back faster than I can get rid of them, so I'm not going to announce the winner in the form of I might reply to your comment, but I'm never going to leave a link, and you'll know it's me. It'll be my profile picture. Read the name, please. I want to make sure you're safe. And when you're leaving your comment, why not leave a comment on a Pokemon that you think deserves that terastal type, that true terastal type? Here are my 10. Starting with number 1, they actually kind of put a focus on this in the trailer already. Drifblim. Drifblim should have the fire terastal type. Not only is it a hot air balloon that likely has fire inside of it, it knows a number of fire moves like Will-O-Wisp, but it's also used on the team of the Elite Four member Flint as a fire Pokemon, even though it's not a fire Pokemon. Now, granted, Flint uses a number of Pokemon on his team that aren't fire type, including Lopunny and Steelix, and these are based on Steelix knowing fire moves and being kind of draconic, I guess. And Lopunny being, and is this really the reason Pokemon hot? Pokemon. But Drifblim is a hot air balloon. I love the idea that this true terastal type is actually fire, and it's somehow like the idea that a Pokemon's terastal type, if their true terastal type is met, it's closer to the genetics of what that Pokemon is about. I've speculated on the Tree of Evolution that Pokemon like Drifblim are related possibly to other balloon or orb fire Pokemon, like Chandelure, for example, or Gourgeist, which is a jack-o'-lantern that has fire inside. So I could see that, and I think having the fire type as the terastal, the true terastal type for Drifblim, perfect. Number 2, let's give it a Flygon. Yeah, Flygon's been needing it for the longest time. Come on, we all know it. A terastal bug type Flygon. Let's cover up those little visors on the side of its head with a terastal crown that goes all the way around and just has these evil bug eyes at the front and a bug crown, and it's ready to swoop down and take vengeance on those that did not give it a Mega Evolution or a Gigantamax form. Flygon deserves some love, and the idea of giving it this bug type I think would go full circle. And of course you could just do this with a Flygon if Flygon's in the game, but like the whole point is to give it something a little bit special to say, hey, sorry Flygon, we kind of left you out of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and basically everything since, even though the fans have really wanted something for you. And Bug just makes sense for this giant dragonfly-like Pokemon. By the way, you could do the reverse and do Dragon on Yanmega, but I'm more interested in Flygon here, and I didn't want to waste 2 slots doing the same thing, basically. Having said that, 3 and 4 are 2 on the same thing, and actually it's the exact same thing as Yanmega because they're all dragons. Gyarados and Aerodactyl. Come on. Lance uses these Pokemon as dragons on his dragon team. Of course, being a dragon and being a dragon type aren't necessarily the same thing, similar to how in Pokemon being a ghost and being a ghost type aren't the same thing. Pokemon like Gyarados and Charizard and Aerodactyl are considered dragons, even if they're not necessarily always, in the case of Charizard, dragon types. But here, I think we should get to see Aerodactyl's true terastal type, the dragon Aerodactyl, and Gyarados as well. I can't believe its Mega Evolution ended up being dark type. That's such a weird U-turn for me. But yeah, these Pokemon, same as Yanmega, I guess. I guess I did waste a slot doing multiple of the same. Never mind, let's get into something that maybe you haven't thought about. Number 5, a water type Lugia. Lugia is known as the beast of the sea. It resides within the Whirl Islands, but it's so much more than that. Lugia has not just 1, not 2, but 3 Pokemon cards. Well, 4 if you include both the half of the Legends cards. 4 Pokemon cards that show it off as a water type. Which, by the way, can we just talk about how the new Lugia V Altar is absolutely stunning? That's besides the point. Lugia is meant to be a water type. They basically made it Psychic because Psychic was powerful, and that was their reasoning back in Generation 2. I think having Lugia as a terastal water type and having its true nature be exactly that lines up with Lugia so tremendously well. I think in all of the third type discussions, which is effectively what this video is, Lugia is never missed out. So now's the time to see it. Let's take that crown, pull it all the way down over those cool Lugia eyes, and empower it with the power of water. Number 6, similarly, I'm actually gonna give it to Torkoal. Torkoal should be a terastal rock Pokemon. It blew my mind just a few years ago when I learned, wait, Torkoal isn't rock type? It's just pure fire? Do you know what? I'm gonna look it up right now because I genuinely sort of like don't believe, I feel like I'm saying something dumb in a video. Yeah, Torkoal's pure fire. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. It's always been ground, it's always been rock. What are you talking about? How can this be? It turns out there was, much like Lugia, a Pokemon card of Torkoal with the fighting energy. Fighting representing in the card game, fighting rock and ground type Pokemon. So it's very peculiar that even the people who made the card game got confused. Its shell looks like it should be made of rock. So let's give it a special terastal crown that gives it the power of rock or ground, but probably rock Pokemon. For number 7, and similar to Lugia, I want to give Celebi the terastal fairy energy type. I think giving it that just makes so much sense. I actually think Celebi would have been a fairy type if it was released as a fairy type at that time. Psychic does work for Celebi, and so does Grass, I guess. Though, I don't know, I guess I've always seen it more as a bug. It's like the definition of a fairy. It's a forest fairy. It's literally like what a fairy should be. It should be a fairy type. Psychic at the time of Generation 2 was the powerful type, and it was also it's a kind of cosmic type, and Celebi has links to time travel, and time and space are often very well linked together. So I do understand why they gave it the psychic type, and I understand why they gave it the grass type as well. It is the carer of the forest, the guardian of the forest, allowing plants to grow and allowing creatures and people in the forest to live. But fairy. It should be, I think, a fairy type, and so giving it the terastal energy of fairy makes perfect sense to me. It'd also be cool to see Celebi with like a kind of, again, none of these are a new form, which is a little bit of a shame, but it would be cool to see it with at least a slightly different terastal crown. Number 8, Gliscor with poison. You could also do it the other way on with the other similar Pokemon to it, Drapion with bug, or you could give Gliscor bug, I suppose, but I don't want to do that. I think Gliscor should probably be a poison type. Ground flying is an amazing, amazing combination. But the whole thing's purple, it's got the poison heal ability, it is clearly like a scorpion that is filled with poison and has poisonous attacks and is related to the likes of Drapion, which is also a poison type Pokemon. But mostly, Gliscor is just one of my favorite Pokemon, so giving it any form of extra love, I really like. I don't know what that would do for this Pokemon competitively, because can poison Pokemon be poisoned? And then you couldn't use the poison heal ability, so I don't know, maybe it's a dumb idea, but it is an idea for the sake of lore that makes sense to me. Number 9, a terastal ghost type Marowak. I kind of did a theory video of this not that long ago, talking about how the ghost Marowak that you find in Lavender Town's Pokemon Tower, that ghost image it's become the terastal Pokemon image for ghosts, and how that might actually be what we're seeing in the Pokemon Tower. Not quite a terastal Pokemon, but something similar. You'll have to watch the theory. But nonetheless, if there is such a thing as a true type for Sudowoodo, then there is a true type for Marowak here as a ghost. I absolutely think they need to do this, because Alola Marowak, while a great substitute for this already as a ghost Marowak, is very different in nature to the spookiness that came with the ghost of the Lavender Town Tower. It's ghost, but in a very different way. And number 10, and anyone who's been watching my channel for any amount of time can see this coming, Onix as a terastal ice type. If you're not going to do terastal forms, and you're not going to do a new regional variant for Onix, then please just give it some relationship to the ice type and having a giant crystal around it so that we can canonize the crystal Onix. Please! Of course, if there's any that I've missed, you're going to have to let me know in the comment section down below. And if you leave a comment, you're in with a chance of winning a copy of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I hope you're as excited for the launch as I am. Also, if you'd like to get hold of your own Tree of Evolution and see how all of the Pokemon new and old relate to one another, this poster is going to be updated and look totally different. We're going for this glass stained look. The link is in the description to get your pre-order in now, and you've got a high chance that it's going to arrive to you. I'm not allowed to say guarantee officially, but like you've got a really high chance it's going to arrive to you before the holidays come, so you can get it to for yourself as a gift or for a friend while pre-orders are still available. Click that link in the description, and some pre-orders I'm going to throw in a little something extra. Thank you all for watching, and of course, soar high, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.
A tremendous thank you to those of you who've been supporting this channel year-round on Patreon, but a special thank you to the big patrons of this month, Michael Hornschuch, the Alligator, Jedruben, and Anthony Lee. Thank you.